Top of the morning to you laddies. My name's Rattleman Buck. Welcome back to the Hay Farm series, where today we got some big news. We're going to be getting our moo-moos finally. We are going to be going down with the Heston and going to finally cut the straw so we can get our straw bales. So that priority will be taken care of. Since last time we did also sell as well as buy a few different things. Currently our front loader is having some hydraulic problems. I was stupid when I was doing some tree work the other day, and this line right here, I need to basically make a new hydraulic line, and I gotta basically feed the whole thing back through the arm here. It's gonna be a pain. I'm gonna do it sometime later this weekend, but I don't necessarily need that one right now. What I'm gonna do is I'll just take the Bobcat with me wherever I go. But we also did just finish up mowing the backyard with the 6405, so that was kind of fun. We're just gonna let that sit out this morning. It's really nice out. But I need to get on the road and start moving because I also have to. I'm going to end up sending that truck in. We ended up taking out another $70,000 loan, so that way we could end up getting all of the trailers, the stuff. I mean, there's a handful of things that sold. Like I sold the New Holland Tedder because I forgot about the stuff that goes on the swather. There's just a whole bunch of little things to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to get right to going to get the moo-moos because I was super excited to figure out that I have enough supplies. It might be a little tough to start off right at the beginning, but basically I'm going to get about 30 head of dairy cattle, and I have enough stuff to take care of those 30 cows. The trailer that I got can currently fit 20 head of cattle in there, so we're going to have to make two trips basically. One that's full and then the other one's half full. But I kind of made the move to move all of my trailers up to this area, and then the Oliver with the bale trailer is currently in the Quonset. But that way I just kind of have a little bit better of an idea. This is I don't know how long this trailer would be. I would think this is maybe a 25-foot trailer, 25-foot sooner. But either way, it's a very simple cattle trailer. We're going to head down to the animal market. We're going to go pick up our moo-moos. Now, if you guys have not already, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe down below. As you guys do know, we are currently on the race to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I do apologize for my voice, as I am just congested as can be. So if I sound like absolute garbage, that is why. Trying to stay as healthy as I can, because I don't really want to be getting sick. Nobody wants to get sick, but it's almost springtime, so almost done with the cold weather. But either way, let's go get our moo-moos. Out of the 20 head of cattle that we ended up buying, currently right now we have 5 brown Swiss and 15 Holsteins. The remaining 10 I probably are going to do maybe a split half and half, so we'll have 10 brown Swiss to 20 Holsteins. But either way, we're going to get on the road here as they are jam-packed in there. Some jam-packed moo-moos if you ask me. But we will get these guys unloaded and we will see you back at the farm. So we have arrived, so we're going to get backed up right here to our chute. Get these moo-moos unloaded. We'll make our second trip. Here be the last of our girls here in the trailer, so we're going to get these 10 cattle unloaded. And then we should be good to go. We can start getting these girls fed, we can start getting water, we can start doing all that fun stuff. So let's get to it. Now what we're going to do for fun is we're going to get the Oliver headed back down to the main farm so I can get to Heston and start getting straw bales, because one of the first things I want to do is I want to get these cattle some bedding. And to do that, I need to have my straw. So we're going to go get some straw bales done, probably bring it back up with this, get our Bobcat hooked up to our bale shredder, since I'm going to make these bales smaller, since I obviously don't want to be hauling around huge bales, even though the Bobcat I have has weight on them. We'll use the smaller bales so we can get them in there a little bit easier. We'll make our way up the driveway here, and we'll see you guys with the Heston. Now we're going to let Daryl do a majority of this work, since I'm going to run back and grab a bunch of the other equipment, since it's going to take a minute to get it down there. I wish that field was mine, but I already almost can't afford anything that I got as is. So we'll let Daryl come out here. We'll let him start biting into the field a little bit. We'll run back at the 61 as well as the Oliver and the Bobcat. I'm going to have to load that. Since it's not too far of a trek, I might just drive the Bobcat down here. It might take a little bit, but I don't really have anything to tow it on that's going to be faster unless I go and get the Dodge. But since it is a short little trek, I don't think it'll kill the bobcat to go on a little road trip. So we'll start biting into our wheat field over here, and we'll catch you guys in a bit. So I take that back. Daryl actually cannot come out today, so you guys are going to be riding with me for a little bit, so this should be kind of fun. But yeah, we're going to be chopping, basically mowing down our wheat here, and then we're going to run back up, grab all of our stuff, do whatever it might be. This is probably going to take a little bit since obviously I don't have, like, the wheat header that goes on this thing, but, you know, we'll get it done when we get it done. Might take a little bit, you know, a little work never killed anybody. Basically, that is our wheat field cut and already nicely lined for the rows. So all I'm going to do is finish up this little bit right here, bring down the windrower. I think I missed one there on the end. Oh, I guess I didn't. But we're going to bring down the windrower, get all this stuff put together real nice. But I am going to set the baler to, I believe, the second smallest from the large. So like the big round bales that I've been doing, I'm going to set it one if not two sizes smaller, so our bale shredder doesn't have as much of a problem. Basically the weight distribution of the bobcat, I don't really want that hanging off the front end like that. So we're going to run back to the house quick, grab our windrower on the Oliver probably, and we'll come back down here and we'll get that taken care of. So we will leave that there. Now, what I actually might do is I might actually get the windrower on the 6405, and then we'll still haul bales with the Oliver. So that way we don't have to disconnect all of the... that way we don't have to disconnect the bale trailer from that Oliver. Even though it's a really, really good rake tractor, it might not hurt to do something a little bit different. So we'll grab the rake with this, and we'll make our way down. So the good news is Daryl actually was able to come out and help us. The bad news is that there's a spot over there where I actually cut some grass, and now it's mixed with this wheat, and it's gonna, I don't know what it's gonna do with the baler. Plus that baler's already like half full with grass, and I can't empty it whatsoever even with easy dev. So we'll figure out what we're gonna do with that. But either way, we got the Oliver down here and the deer, since He was here. We went back up to the house and grabbed him quick. But he's going to get started with that, and we're just going to kind of wait for him to get a couple rows in, and then we'll follow behind him with the baler. Got all of his raking done. He's sitting up on the north side of the field. He's got to take a phone call, so he's just going to stay over there for a bit. But basically what I'm going to do is I already decided the bale size is going to be the 150, I believe, centimeter bale, give or take what the menu says here. Yes, the 150 centimeter bale instead of the big 180s, since it's just going to be a lot easier to work with those bales in the bale shredder that I have laid bedding. So yes, I will probably have more straw bales than I want, but it shouldn't be too much of a distraction, so we'll just work with it. I just want to get the bedding in for the cattle so that way they have somewhere to sleep. How about that? Does that sound good? I like that idea. So that is the last of it. I got every last bit of straw that we could off of this field. Only one of the bales, since I did end up trying to figure out what size I wanted. One size of them is a 180, so we're going to use that up at the feed yard first. We're going to kind of tear it apart. The rest of these are all 150s. I did take a 125 up there already and just dumped it in where the cows are, so they already had a little bit of bedding, so they can kind of fight over that until we get the rest of this. I couldn't make another full bale, which is sad. But what we're going to do now is we're going to run this back as well as the rake back. Daryl and I are going to run those. And then I'm going to come down here at the Bobcat. He'll follow me. And then we'll start getting that all overloaded so that way we can start taking the bales up to the moo-moos. So we'll get the Bobcat here down to the field so that way we can start picking up bales, putting them on the trailer, and getting them ready to go. So we will see you guys in a little bit. Might need to go grab a little orange flag for the spike. And we didn't have too much of a problem here, so we're going to get into the field. I will have to move the Oliver out since it is kind of a little bit pinned against the tree line. But we will start stacking all these bales, and then we'll kind of catch back to you guys at this speed once we get our first load ready to go. And there goes at least the last bale for that trip. So what I'm going to have to do is take this up to barn, and more than likely, I wonder if there's a shortcut that I can take to get up there. I think I got a little bit of a pathway I can take back behind the tree line here. So we're going to kind of find our way back, and then we're going to have to obviously take the skid steer. And if I can find a faster way back, I'm going to do that. We'll get those strapped down. We're on our way. Well, I ended up finding a path, and I think it actually might be a good place to actually make a new path, since it's kind of a bugger to get back there, but we'll get these unloaded, and since I don't really have a dedicated spot right now for these bales, we're just going to kind of line it along the outside area of here, since we're not really going to be using it like the chute at all, so we'll just kind of make a nice little bale stack line. So I did end up changing the style of line, as you guys can kind of tell here. I thought I was just going to kind of do the little like conga line stack, but this is probably more or less the conga line. But yeah, I think it might be easier just to set them in a line like this, and you just kind of pick them up as we go. I will probably end up moving some of these either into the Quonset, or I will probably get some plans to get a small shed enclosed. There'll be some modifications to this area once I start getting a little bit more into this operation. Like I said, I finally got the majority of the components that I needed to actually start getting this operation up and off the ground. But we'll get the rest of these unloaded, and then we'll see you back down at the wheat field. So I'm going to get the rest of these bales stacked up, so that way we can have all of them back at the farm. And then we will get to actually feeding the cattle and, you know, taking care of them the way they should be taken care of. So we'll kind of see you guys in probably a little bit, as I know this is going to be probably about a second trip after this. I guarantee that that'll probably be what I have to do. So either way, we'll see you guys once we get all of these bales finally get back to the shed. We ended up getting all the bales actually in the second trip, so that was really nice. But this is the pathway that I was talking about. I think this used to be some sort of a crossing, since there's a river. I don't see a culvert of any sorts, but it's like this brushway. I could basically make a pathway that goes through here. Like if I tear out that, I believe that dogwood or something, I could probably get a little bit more room. And then I just make like a pathway where that's dirt, or I gravel something really lightly. It wouldn't be a great passageway. And then there's a gate that opens up right in the middle, almost like it was supposed to go to the back half of the pasture. But I might tear that fence out and put the gate here instead, so I can just drive right to the side of the animal barn, even though there is an opening right there. This is just kind of like the way I had to take the Oliver. The Oliver went further down the hill and came up in a straight line, so it didn't have to turn as sharp. But yeah, it just comes right to the back half of the hay barn, right to the cattle barn. So that'd be really, really nice. Also, I also got to shut the gate, so. But yeah, that literally leads like straight back, because there's the wheat field right there. So whether I'm planting or moving stuff around, that might be a really good pathway to make. So that might be a future video idea right there, is making that passageway. We'll wrap around the side here, and I already did take the straps off the bales, so there's just sitting there. Good old Deborah and Bessie and all their friends. We do have to get our water trailer out and ready to go, so this is, we still got a handful of work to go. This is not going to be anything light. Now, I will be taking that big bale on the back, which is the one of our test bale sizes, to figure out the ones we wanted. I will be taking that one in first to go shred for straw. But as for right now, we're just going to be tipping off our bales, because I am the most intelligent operator on the face of the earth. We'll get all of these unloaded, and we'll hook up the bale shredder, and we're going to start shredding some bales for the bedding. And then we'll get to the food part. There's all of our bales in a nice pretty line. But what we will do is get this off of the back half of the trailer, since this is our big one. I think I'm actually just going to probably try and set it directly into the bale shredder, since I think it's big enough. Since I think it's at least open enough. So I did a little bit of adjusting to the bale to make sure it actually, like, you know, fit correctly. But we'll take this big boy right into the line of duty. We're going to get these moo-moos some proper bedding. So the nice thing about this is that this is actually one of my favorite bale shredders, just for the fact that technically I could have... I have to turn it around now, but technically I didn't have to, because this is actually a two-piece mod. If you guys didn't know, for anybody, this is a Giants Mod Hub bale shredder. But basically what you can do is you can select the front and disconnect, and you get a free pair of bale spikes with this thing. That is why I love this. So I kind of don't know why I bought the bale spike, besides it looks cool. But yeah, you get like a free bale spike with this thing when you actually buy it originally. So if you guys are ever doing survival farming and you want a cheap bale shredder that comes with a bale spike, get this thing. Sorry, Bessie, you're kind of getting straw right in your face. You know what? And conveniently, after all of that, they actually are full on straw. So we actually don't even need to do another bale. Nice. So that means that stash is going to last us quite a bit. Because that was one small bale and then one big bale. So that's basically 2 of those bales fill my bedding in there. So unless we get more cattle, that's going to be very, very nice. I like that. Now we need to get the feeding wagon hooked up. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to, for the sake of saving some time, we're going to leave the Oliver with the bale trailer up here since it's like I don't really need to do anything. I will probably have to go cut hay here eventually pretty soon since grass is now getting back to length. But we'll leave that there since we just don't necessarily need it. And we're going to take the 4030 as well as the 76 back to the main farm and start grabbing some bales to start mixing some food. So I'm going to get that set up here and we'll see you guys back at the main farm. So by the looks of it, we have a huge portion that needs to go towards the silage bales and then the hay bales. So that is what we have on our left is hay bales, and what we have on our right is the silage bales. So let's just see, as of right now, where one of these gets us. Because as far as I know, one of these bales almost is basically going to take up the whole thing. So there took about 70% of that bale. So basically what we're going to do is any bale that I have used, we're going to set it right here. That part is going to be done. So I do know I actually have to cut off the covers on these, and I kind of messed up. I didn't realize that I didn't have these things out for 24 hours. So we're going to at least take one of them for right now, since this is now an actual silage bale. And we will raise this up. We can see if we can kind of get a little bit of a mixture going on here. Raise it up. Lower it down. We'll kind of see our mixture that's going on in here. So our mixture is looking pretty good. What I'm actually going to go do is go grab one of the straw bales from the north side. And then I will go and grab a little bit of mineral feed from the store. So we're going to do a little bit of errand running here just so I can kind of get this figured out. So we'll power everything off here quick. I'm going to run up to, run into town, grab a pallet, and we're just going to see if we can't get this figured out. Because I do want to do this correct. So after a quick stop at the feed market, basically what it comes down to is this little Chevy. It just always gets the absolute devil beat out of it. But you know what? She still clucks away. Just I wish it could haul the bale trailer a little bit better. It just doesn't have enough power to get that going. But we got 4 pallets worth of mineral feed. So that should hopefully be more than enough for the amount that we need to put in a batch. And if it's not, then this is going to be really sad. So we'll get our straps up and off of there. And then we will take our straw bale here. So let's push our menu out so we can kind of see what we're mixing here. There's that. And then let's take this. Now I know this is not the most accurate thing in the world, but I do want to at least try this. I think I need to do it this way. Yeah. And we'll let that fill up completely. It appears to me that we at least did get the mixture almost right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this load in. We're going to get the moo-moos fed. I hope you girls are hungry, because it's calamari for dinner. Let's just hope this is about as much food as they need. I might have to make about 1, if not 2 batches of this stuff, so let's kind of get towards the old feeding grounds. Let's see how much they need. So we have roughly, I'd say about 30-ish, some maybe 40% on the food, so let's go ahead and make another batch of this stuff, and we'll see where we're at from there. And we did actually do a lot better on this one, with the hay probably being a little bit more than it should have been. Maybe needed a little bit more silage, but we're still within our ranges. And this time I actually did get the mineral feed in there a little bit more, and that's what I say. I think I might have done a little bit too much mineral feed in hay, but we live and we learn. We just kind of got to keep making the batches. So if anything, the other one was a little light on stuff. This one was a little bit more heavy, so I think in the end it'll balance itself out. If we're lucky, this will get me a little bit over 60%. If I'm really, really lucky, this will get me over 80% on the feed after I run over their stuff. So that looks like I got him to roughly about, I'd say 60, if not 70% on the food mart. So what I'll do for right now, since that's good enough till tomorrow, is I'm going to run back and get my water trailer hooked up to the Chevy, and we will go and fill that up. But that's good enough at least for right now. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to hook up the Chevy to the water trailer, and we'll go and get that filled up so that way we can start getting them water. And then we can take care of the rest of the food tomorrow, but I'll actually park this down in the bale shed since this is going to be what that's going to be needed for. I really do like this actually as my mixing tractor. It looks really, really good on this wagon. So to park that thing in here, we're just going to kind of do a little bit of a quick cleanup. I might actually take the rest of this bale, the rest of that bale at least, up to the top of the shed so I can kind of get an idea of how much hay they're going to need, because we obviously will have to go cut second hay. I do have the forage wagon, so I will be able to just put straight grass in there as well. But we're going to need to grab that Chevy here, and I think I might just strap back down the pallet so I don't have to take the mineral things back off there. We'll just fill that up at the hydrant on the other side of this shed. So we're going to take this with us here to get it out of the way. Back that in over here. And we should technically almost be good for the night. Almost. Still got a little bit left to do. So this is one thing that did change from last time. This is my water trailer. That's still the same. This is now my milk trailer. I know that's not an actual milk trailer, but the one that I had, I didn't really care for. So I ended up making a little bit of a change. But we're just going to slide this forward. So we can kind of sneak the Chevy in there. And grab our water trailer. Hopefully I can sneak this out of here without hitting anything. There we go. Now let's go fill this thing up with water. While that is filling, we are going to take this over to the cows, and we're going to see just how much 6,000 liters worth of hay is worth in their level bar. Like you guys can see right there, they don't have any hay, at least on its own, so we're going to ride this bale up to there quick, because that's going to take about 15 minutes to fill anyway. We'll see how much this bale is able to give us. And drum roll, please. 6,000 liters of hay is worth, I think, maybe? Is that one of those where I actually get to put it into the feed thing? Please tell me I can do this. Please tell me I can do this. Please tell me this is where this is actually supposed to go. This would be dope. Oh, that is where it's supposed to go. Okay, sweet. That's where the hay bales are supposed to go. Nice. So we'll have to take care of that a couple times. And obviously I gotta go grab the water. So we're gonna go grab the water quick and we'll be right back. So we're gonna take this full tote full of water back. Get the old moo-moos a little bit of quenching of their thirst, and that'll technically round out our day. After a full trailer load, they're doing pretty well. The only thing that I actually haven't gotten yet is the grass, and that's something that when I actually go and cut, I'll use a little bit of the forage wagon to catch a little bit of that. But I think all in all, that's going to be good enough for today, so we'll get the gates locked up here so Bessie doesn't get out and run with her friends. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe down below. I really do enjoy this Hay Farm series, as it's starting to kick up steam. It's not the same thing over and over again. But either way, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Be sure to check out the Boomstick Club for all the up-to-date content from me and the gang. You already know who is in it. I'm going to store this old Chevy away for the night. We'll see you guys all in the next one. This is the Rental, and out.